Horror stories from the state hospital. Some say violent assaults on staff are on the rise. Good evening, I'm Paula Akana.
And I'm Yunji Denise. Lawmakers are calling for a stop to it before someone is killed. KITV4's Catherine Cruz has more in our top story. Catherine.
Well, two senators are calling for a special investigative hearing into the attacks. They hope to get judiciary, public safety, and health department officials to the table to address the cries for help.
I got injured by him hitting me in the head, slamming me on the wall.
Melinda Yarte says she's lived with pain for 4 years after being attacked by a mixed martial arts fighter at the Hawaii State Hospital. She was also living in fear because she was told he'd been released.
I cannot sleep. I don't want to go out because knowing that the patient is outside, I don't know what's going to happen. I may not see him. I may see him. I don't know. But I got so scared.
There are 4 patients suffering from post-traumatic stress, and their doctor could no longer be silent.
And they've all been referred to psychologists to help them get through this, but we're getting resistance from the state to even allow that to be treated, which I think is really a major issue.
One by one, they recounted their attacks.
I was sitting at my post, and a patient was walking by, and he just punched me in the head for no reason.
The patient already assaulted 2 days prior to my assault. You know, he could have been in restraints for the weekend just to get evaluated, but that choice wasn't made. That call wasn't made, and as a result, I got assaulted. I mean, it happens a lot.
And this charge nurse, knocked unconscious by an attack, is asking for a review of the current treatment policies covering patients.
It's very difficult to begin treatment when a patient is violent. He's acting out, he's punching, he's spitting, he's biting. So it's very, very difficult.
The state hospital has long had a history of problems. At one time, it was under a federal court order to improve the severe overcrowding and the poor conditions of its facilities. Much has improved over the years, but staffing remains an issue for some. 6 years ago, lawmakers passed a law making assault on hospital staff a Class C felony. But some senators say changing times may mean a review of current practices is overdue.
Crystal methamphetamine, as it's entered our society over the last 15 to 20 years, has created a new class of violence and mental illness. And this new class of violence and mental illness is being reflected in the suffering of these good people.
The voices you hear today are really speaking for the voices that are at risk every day at that hospital, including at this very moment.
The hospital does have private security patrolling the premises, but the state says in keeping with national standards, armed guards are not allowed on staff. Now, the state health department declined an on-camera interview but issued a written statement saying the well-being of staff is a priority. It says there have been 90 reported assaults at the hospital so far this year, but it is down from 120 last year and 132 the year before. 6 of the cases this year resulted in lost work time. There were 4 the year before and 6 in 2011. Back to you, Yunji, Paula.